Happy Halloween everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna look at a few releases from the developers as well as continue our Midtown domination. So on the 31st of October the developers released a small update addressing a few issues, none of which I have experienced to be honest. And reading through them, it appears that there were some very specific cases where, for example, the headhunter would not recruit graphic designers unless they had high skill, or the interior score dropping to 0 if the player was inside the store. Like I said in the previous videos, I'm glad that the devs are paying close attention to their product and taking care of their community with regular updates and fixes. But the most important update, or change really, is sitting at the bottom of the patch notes, and that is the holiday decorations. Yes, you heard me right. We get to have jack-o'-lanterns for this Halloween, and judging by the mysterious phrasings there, we will have some Christmas decorations as well. The next big update is coming mid-December and that will be update 0.4. Unfortunately, we don't have any details as to what this future update is going to cover, but we can only assume that there are going to be some quality of life changes, probably some more nerf to the clothing stores, and most likely some new businesses. I can only hope for a slight map expansion, and who knows, maybe we'll be able to explore the sea a little bit, given the fact that we can buy boats, but we cannot do anything with them currently. But in any case, I'm really excited to see that they're getting their holiday season vibe on and adding nice touches to the game. And speaking of the game, I've checked the map, scouting for new places to invest in and develop, and came across this lovely building of 1,000 square meters with crazy traffic index at 47. Nothing that we haven't seen before, a typical layout for a building of this size, and since we took over the only other fruits and vegetable store in the area on our last video, the market is now empty. The opportunity is there, so we have to take it. As usual, I went ahead and scheduled a few deliveries for this place, and I have to say, out of all the different businesses we covered here, this one was by far the most tedious one to set up. Partly because of the size of the store, but also because of the way the fruits and vegetables are stacked. You see, with clothing stores, you only need to get clothing racks, and after that, when you assign a clothing item to it, it gets populated and you're done. With fruits and vegetables, it's a little bit different. They populate in crates, but the crates need to be placed onto stands. You can't just leave them on the floor. It wouldn't look good either. By nature, these types of stores have aisles, so my vision for its design was to create aisles using the flat and angled wooden display stands. And this way, I'll be able to fill up most of the empty space on this floor. So I've placed them in the middle of the store, creating a few separated lanes for our customers to walk in. As you're probably used to by now, I added a little twist to this place as well, so we're not selling just fruits and vegetables, but also salads, fresh and frozen food, as well as ice cream. I guess you may say that this is more of a supermarket than a fruits and vegetable store, but the additional products should help us achieve a higher profit. Also on the topic of design and decorations, I've used the trusted planter boxes at the entrance of the store, giving it a cozier feel. Since it is quite a large area, I figured that 2 checkout counters would be enough to serve the customers and have a good store flow. I know that traditionally the checkout counters are at the entrance, but I wanted to steer away from that look, so I've added them on the sides of the store. I've also made use of the newly added pumpkins for this Halloween, and to be honest, I did not realize that the large ones are actually that large, but I think they complement the place nicely. I tried to keep the frozen section towards the end of the store, but I've also added a few freezers and salad boxes at the entrance, and I believe they look quite nice that way. At this point, I was working on the design of the shop for 5 in-game days, and I was still not finished. So instead of waiting for it to be fully completed, I decided to open it to have some cash flow going. And as you can see, even with the store basically 60% done, it was still a success. We had a great amount of customers coming our way, and I felt that all this work was not for nothing. I tried to have a crate of each vegetable available in every aisle, and a quick tip for a faster progress is to actually place them on the floor to select the required item easier. Since they are close to one another, it is very difficult, if not almost impossible, to select the items while they're still staying on the wooden display stands. Lastly, I had to address the walls and ceilings, so I went through a few different colors. My aim here was to avoid making the store feel cold, and instead I wanted to portray a fresh look. After all, we are called Daily Fresh. So after trying out a few design ideas, I realized the best floor color was this light gray, brownish one, and made some white lanes from the entrance towards the cashiers going all the way towards the back. For the walls, I made the back one a dark blue since the frozen section is there, and made the lateral walls textured. So after all this work, I felt quite accomplished, and here is the final result. And lastly, we cannot forget about stats, so here they are. After a few days of being open, we managed to get an average of 20k, which is close to our fast food store. In terms of customer capacity, we sit at 60 out of 75, and I'm quite comfortable with that. We also rely purely on traffic index with no marketing campaigns going at the moment, and one of my proudest achievements is right here. As you can see, we had several hours in the day where we operated at full capacity. And in terms of pricing, we have a few popular choices with carrots, apples, tomatoes and bananas taking the lead. And with that being said, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed how the supermarket turned out, and as always, your suggestions are welcomed. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.